Today we have Veronica White of ANU Consulting. She's a project manager turned professional development coach, and I'm so excited for you to meet her and hear all of her wisdom, so come on in.
Hey Census, my name is Veronica White and I'm the CEO and founder of ANU Consulting, a premier training and development company here in Dallas, Texas, focused on project managers. I can't wait to show you around, so let's go.
ANU Consulting is well known for their PM Mastermind membership community for current and aspiring project managers. Veronica has helped hundreds of students change their life by breaking into project management and increasing their salary.
When I first started, I just wanted to share the knowledge that I had gained and how it had changed my life, because when I became a project manager, it was the very first time that I had ever broken into the six-figure range. I was kind of able to change not just my life, but my family's lives as well. And I was the first person in my family to ever make over $100,000 a year. And I also felt like there was kind of some gate-kept knowledge around that. So I was really inspired to share it with other people because I didn't see a lot of information about how to get into it out there. And I just, each one teach one was kind of the thought process that I had. I think the defining moment was when I got that first project management job, because before I had landed my project management role, I was making $17 an hour. I had just graduated college and I felt like my degree was gonna kind of be the end-all be-all in elevating my life. But it was COVID when I graduated, it was 2020, and I really couldn't find a good gig and I was barely making anything. So once I got certified as a project manager and I got into that first project management role and kind of realized that you could make a leap from $17 an hour to over $100,000 a year, that was groundbreaking for me. And at first I wasn't really sure if it was something that was sustainable, but when I got my next project management role, it paid even more and came with even more perks and opportunities. And that's when I realized, oh, okay, this is a real thing. It's an actual role that's in demand in the market, and there's a lot of opportunity here, not just for myself, but for others. Building trust is a really interesting thing because there's a lot of different opinions on strategic ways in which this can be done. But for me, my experience is that if you want to build trust with people, you show up authentically as yourself. Because if you come in with a really distinct strategy, then it feels like you're operating. And that's not really necessary. If you can just show up authentically as yourself and you really do want to be of service to others, then people accept that, and it's very warm and a welcome environment, and that will immediately help you build trust with your audience or whoever it is that you're trying to work with. I think the very first thing that you face as an obstacle is the doubt that you have in your own abilities to be successful, because project managers are individual contributors, they're not people managers. So you have to manage a team and get their buy-in when they don't really owe you anything because they don't report to you. And so you're having to work with all these different personality types and all these different levels of rank, from entry level all the way up to your C-suite level executives, and you are leading these individuals. So you have a lot of self-doubt and you're asking yourself, am I the person and do I have the skill set to motivate this team to execute and deliver value and impact your organization? And that can be really scary. So the biggest challenge that you face is kind of looking in the mirror and asking yourself, am I capable of doing this, yes or no? And the only way that you can prove to yourself that you are is to do it. There's no amount of motivation and positive self-affirmations in the mirror that, that will get you there. Those types of things help, but the proof is always in the pudding. You gotta show up and you gotta execute, and you just build confidence along the way. So we serve non-traditional students, meaning people who come from a background that maybe they don't have a college degree or they don't have project management experience by title. They come to us and they say, I'm interested in becoming a project manager. And so we have a community model. They join our community, they pay a monthly subscription fee, and they get access to live boot camps, application assistance, live weekly office hours, and a ton of courses and resources to help them make the transition. So the beautiful thing about that is when they come in, they're immediately met with 1,400, whatever, how many people that are on the same journey as them, and you go into an immediate support group, right? So you have other people who are on a similar path. You're able to bounce ideas off of those people. They attend class together, they study together, they motivate each other, they learn with one another. And so it's really a beautiful kind of ecosystem that we've been able to build. And we're proud that we're able to do it at a low ticket offer that kind of reflects where we are in the market right now and people's, ability to afford professional development and education. The biggest thing for us, it's really twofold. We used to sell high ticket boot camps, which are great. The reason that we did that is because that's what is really available in the market. If you go and take a self-paced course, you can maybe pay $50 for that, $50 to $100 for a self-paced PMP course. But if you're gonna be taught live by an instructor, you're immediately somewhere between $2,000 and $6,000. And what we found was a lot of the people that we wanted to serve could not hit that price point because they're trying to break into a higher economic bracket. So we switched it up so that we could meet the needs of the people that we wanted to serve, but we did it without choking our business because we have a monthly recurring revenue model via a subscription instead of, a one-time payment. But the biggest thing that we do differently is creating this system in which people don't have to go down their journey alone, and they also don't have to, just go down this path with me either. They have all these other individuals that they can lean on and engage with and learn from. And that's really been a beautiful aspect of what we have to offer because there's not really anything else like it right now in the market. So we feel like we're, breaking new ground and seeing the success is extraordinary. We're growing really quickly right now. For us to be able to kind of maintain this rate of growth, we're definitely gonna bring in an additional instructor because I would say in the past 6 months, we've probably experienced our highest level of growth out of the past 3 years that we've been in business. So we're gonna bring in more instructors, and then we're also gonna bring in niche instructors. So people who can come in and teach project management from the construction perspective, from the tech perspective, from the marketing perspective, that type of thing. So we're definitely gonna be expanding out our staff. It's me and my virtual assistant. Yeah. Does it look like I'm getting a lot of sleep to y'all? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, where do you see your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
In the next 3 to 5 years, come on, Veronica. This is something I think about a lot. In the next 3 to 5 years, I see our business with a few additional arms added. One of them is definitely going to be corporate contracts. So we have a very small corporate contract division right now, but we plan on expanding that so that we can place our graduates directly with organizations who are looking for contracted talent for project management, regardless of the industry. But my passion project is really to build out a Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act program in Dallas for project managers. And we do have a relationship with the city that we've been building, which is very exciting. And they've never had a WIOA project management program ever. And we absolutely plan on being the very first company to bring that to the city. So the speaking engagements have definitely helped grow my business. I go around and speak at a lot of different conferences. Mainly focused in the tech space. The way that I get these speaking engagements is twofold. Number one is just being out networking, meeting other people. But then I also have a consultant that helps to connect me with owners of these conferences. He'll get you in the room and then it's up to you to kind of present the value that you can offer to attendees. But it's been an absolutely amazing experience. I love to speak from stage, and it's been a big part of growing my business is, being able to utilize these platforms. Social media has been the number one thing that has grown my business more than anything. And it's really interesting because people go to different platforms for different things. right? People go to Instagram to be entertained. People go to YouTube to learn. People go to TikTok to purchase. So once you understand the different avenues that people follow and how they utilize social media platforms, it's easier to use them to grow your business. And so for instance, I invested 2 years into growing my Instagram following and very little time on YouTube and on TikTok. And as our community started to really grow, I surveyed our audience and I said, hey, how did you find us? And the majority of people said, well, I found you on TikTok or I found you on YouTube. So I started to, kind of ease up on what I was investing in Instagram and tripled what I was doing on TikTok and YouTube, and the business just exploded. So content creation has been a huge part of what we've been able to do. And that's also how we started building our relationship with the city as well. They found us on Instagram. So post the content. When it comes to who I am on a day-to-day basis, I'm really just a mom. When I think about how I approach my business, how I approach life, how I approach teaching, how I approach, my students and working with my clients, it's always from the perspective of nurturing somebody, developing them, holding their hand while they're walking down a new path and a new journey that may be scary and intimidating for them. And so I kind of infuse all of that motherly love that I have into my business, and I think that it shows in the success that we've had, not just in our student outcomes, but as a business as a whole. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm just a mom. I'm just a girl who had her daughter when she was 17 and struggled in the beginning and fought for all the things that she wanted and kept my faith in God and kept fighting forward and leaned into that. And when you plant those seeds and you nurture them, you just have to keep in mind that the grass is always going to be greener where you water it. So if you show up every day passionate and believing that you can be of service to others, you would be shocked at what you can build. Thanks again for coming, you guys. If you ever want to reach out to us, you can find us at pmpmastermind.com or at ANU Consultants on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I'll see you guys later. Bye.